Hi, welcome to the Linux channel. See, time to time, I got few emails and as well messages in LinkedIn from students, uh, uh, both from India and abroad, asking me that I'm looking for a part-time programmer job and stuff like that. And now that I'm working full time as a CTO of a company, I do get often some mails from my students. And moreover, hope in couple of videos that I even mentioned that I have recruited my own student in my company. But this is something I felt I can give some insight, and I don't mind even hiring someone. But this is what I'm looking for. But in general, if you uh, get to this market, probably this video will give you some insights actually. So something like that, quite recently I got a mail, someone saying that he's looking for a part-time stuff and stuff like that, but he's not mentioning that it's something to do with the coding and stuff. But in general, I just want to cover in this video. Someone is looking for a core technical job, okay. And yeah, part-time job can be anything. You can even work in McDonald's, KFC, and then you can go to your college and pursue your bachelor's or master's, okay. So nothing stops you and nothing to be ashamed of. And even you can be a janitor, in the night, and in the day you can attend your college, so nothing to be ashamed of. So these things are very common in abroad. Unfortunately, it is not so common in India. But other than that, in case if you are looking for see, this is one part. The other part is some may even ask that is a regular college studies are required for becoming a programmer and stuff like that. So better I can address that as well. So in this video we discuss about, or we focus about programmer jobs, okay. See, the domains can be anything. You can get into UI development, you can get into any something like a full stack developer, okay. And in fact, see, I had a full stack developer, so again I can see the true potential. I even got a fresher who is a full stack developer. But again, okay, I mean fresher, not yet finished college so who is still studying in the college. But anyway, so all kind of possibilities are there. Otherwise, it can be anything related to systems, it can be anything related to other domains of programming. So that is why I'm saying some are quite easy to do, some are difficult to do. The reasons are, look at my domain. I'm a network protocol developer or architect. So that's what my domain. I'm not saying my current role. So in this domain, one of the challenging thing is you need to deal with a lot of hardware, and you need to have an elaborate setup to start with. So it's not something like you have some personal laptop and somebody gives you a job. It's not going to work like that. So you need to have a lot of gear to start with. The company which you are they are consulting you or you are consulting them have to give some gear and stuff, okay. So you need to have almost like a lab. So in my case, even before I I used to consult anyone, I used to have an elaborate lab. So few of the things which are needed is already there with me, and few of the things which are needed, which usually the companies offer. So but again, it will be done for anybody who is doing a very very niche job, not just somebody who is a beginner. So in case if you are interested to work remotely, especially, okay, not visiting in the office, then this is one area of a concern. So some domains are quite easy to do. Again, even in that case, even if it is a full stack developer, you still need some kind of developer setup, okay. and a sort of dev test setup actually. So again, sometimes the company can I can I have done for my developers like a remote VM and stuff like that. So in case if the company is offering, you can work on that remote VM, and you can work on that unit modules, and then you can deliver something like that. It depends again on the project to project basis actually. So something like that can be done, or otherwise you do on your personal laptop, and then you can give your deliverables if it is possible. See, this is why I'm saying it's a very complicated thing. Some it will suit, some it doesn't suit. If you are doing some simple accounting and stuff like that, you can anyway take that inputs, and then you can do an Excel sheet. If you are a tax consultant, usually that's what they do. They take all the inputs, and then they compute, and then they assist. Okay, so that works in a different way. Versus things like this is again project to project basis, it depends. So you may need to have some tools, you need to have some sort of a dev environment. If you are working on any Linux project, that specific distribution, that specific any kernel build system and a test system and target and stuff like that you need. And in case if you are doing any embedded IoT projects, again you need to have a target to test locally and stuff. So again, these logistics are involved. So let's ignore some of these aspects and focus in terms of the skill sets and stuff like this. See, one is the overall logistics, the second is that skill sets and stuff. So generally if you see, the whole thing is, if you are looking as a programmer or looking for a programmer and stuff, not many can get an opportunity, because the companies are very generally the companies will have this approach that you just finish this graduation, and then a specific thing, you specialize you have a certain specialization of a specific language or framework, platform, whatever, and then you have some experience, and then you apply for a job, and that is going to make our job much easier. Okay, and many freshers have this dilemma: if I don't have experience, then how do I get new experience? The problem is, just ask yourself, why do I hire an inexperienced plumber or electrician and get my work done? Okay, so suppose if I'm looking for an electrician, I need to fix something here, and I'm looking for somebody, and he's telling that, see, I never done any professional work so far, but I can try fixing your stuff. Hence, this is a huge risk. Same way, why do the case that why companies have to hire somebody who is a complete fresher, who never done any job professionally? Hence, this is the sort of chicken and egg dilemma you get. Hence, all I can recommend is work on any personal projects, work on stuff which interests you. If you are a UI developer, you can work on a framework, and you can present your skill, you can showcase your projects or code in GitHub or any such platforms and stuff like that. So that way, if you are active, somebody can see your work, and then they can think about giving a consulting job. Okay, but again, here is another dilemma. Many get confused: do I need to do any graduation or a formal education and stuff? So this is quite complicated topic. This is usually true generally in a country like India, because of the we have this excess supply versus demand and stuff, versus generally in abroad it is not any hardcore rule. But again, I'm not saying the cases like someone I do also get sometimes students both India as well as abroad, someone saying that I got a interview in Facebook, I just want to learn certain system internals and stuff like that, because companies like this often I find let it be Google, Facebook, or any such companies are including Apple included. So generally all these companies, they may even hire a janitor, but they ask all sorts of fancy questions in their interview. I'm just kidding, not janitors, but I'm generally saying, let it be any position. You go as a DevOps, you go as a sysadmin, you go as any programmer, you go as a UI developer or systems developer, no matter which role you apply, they are going to ask you so many things, because all they want is the tip of the iceberg, the most, the most, not the most, the best of what they can get in the market. Hence, they scrutinize in various ways. So they see your past experience, and yet still they tend to ask, questions. Um, which are too diverse. Okay, it's not the domain you are going to work. Even if you are getting a job tomorrow, and if you are working on some UI work or something, but yet they may ask questions related to kernel, they may ask questions related to some system debugging and performance stuff, and various other stuff. So this is quite common, so let's not get into this. Okay, so I'm just saying it's a very simple thing. Somehow let's assume you got an access of a known base, okay, and somebody is interested to take you as a freelancer. Okay, so of course you can apply anywhere online freelancer portals, and you can try bidding any project and stuff. Let's not get to that. Okay, let's see that whether you are capable or not. Hence I'm saying, sometimes if you realize there is nothing to do with any formal college education at all. Okay, so I seen often in abroad, my some of my past colleagues who have done a complete odd degree, but they are they have done programming since their childhood, and they are into that. Okay, and the company which is hiring them is perfectly fine, and they work for the same company more than 15-20 years, and they just don't want to hop here and there actually. So I have also seen cases. One of my old known colleague, or guy who I know to a company which I was consulting, he was helping them in their technical aspect. After some time he quit, and then he started an Apple retail store, or some sort of electronics retail store, and also selling Apple products and stuff. So it's just common. I mean, it's very common in abroad. I mean, so hence I'm saying, when it comes to skill sets, it's what makes it more important when you look for jobs like this, rather than any certification and stuff. Of course these will carry some weightage, but if at all companies are looking for that, they may as well go for a full-time guys. Why do they even approach somebody who is still studying in college or school? Again, some are even more confused. If I'm studying in school, can I work? Okay, of course you can work. Okay, so who is stopping that? Of course, if you have enough knowledge and enough skill sets, and if somebody knowing you may know your full potential, and they may be more than happy to hire you. So who is saying no to that? Hence I'm saying it's just it's a complicated stuff. It's not something, again, everybody can jump in. It again depends how far you are relevant and stuff, and many don't understand that. They just think that I learn programming and then I apply for a job. I mean, learn programming, I'm saying, let it be a college or let it be self-learned person. So I just learn this and then apply for a job, and I mean look for any part-time, full-time position and stuff like that. Again, they just don't get this. Actually, the whole aspect of coding itself is lot more creative. This I emphasize many times. Okay, so it's a creative process. It's just not that you learn English or grammar and literature and stuff, and then you will become an author of a book or a poet. Actually, it's just not possible. Okay, it's just one in a million can become a successful, or a person who can make a career out of that actually. But other than that, many who do any English literature and stuff, they never do any creative stuff at all. Hence I'm saying there's a difference between somebody who have born skills. They may be capable of writing a logic or getting that logic, and irrespective of the language, they write their code. And if you have such capability, nothing is stopping you. The big issue is, especially in India, everybody try to compete the same stuff. It's just, that's where the problem comes. The moment you say I'm looking for someone, you will get end of the day hundreds of people waiting for the same opportunity. So it's just not that. Even for companies, once we start and filtering them, that so and so, most of them are not even capable of writing any code, okay, let alone this thing. So again, they have the dilemma, who the candidates who apply for the job, they think that no, you give me a opportunity, I'll prove myself and stuff. The point is, even before you apply for a job, you have the full time with you. Who is stopping you to actually take and do self learn and self experiment and self create stuff? Okay, you have to know to create stuff. Okay, hence I'm saying programming is very if you are interested in coding, programming or coding is very creative, and it's just somebody may have that skills by birth. Okay, if you have that, the moment you start learning, assume you can able to write new logic, new code, then you are the actual suitable person. You don't need to even wait for completion of your graduation. You can definitely try for seriously opportunities. And otherwise, if you are the person who learnt many books and you still don't know actually writing any code, and you are thinking that I learned something, then I am capable of writing a code, then you are not the person to start with. Okay, very simple. Even if you finish by some chance your college, later stages also, by the time you start your career, you may not land with a core development kind of positions. Actually, you may start with some sort of technical support and stuff like that. I even seen many guys working in top MNCs who wish they can do some core development and stuff, but they end up working in core technical support, or some sort of roles like that, or I don't say DevOps, I can say some sort of relative positions like that. Something around the tech support, or some sort of positions. Hence I'm saying, it's not something you learn and then you can be capable of becoming a developer or something. It's just that it's just not the case. Okay, you learn the syntax, you learn how things work. After that, if you can learn, if you can able to make a logic, okay, then that is all more than enough. And in case if you have such caliber, you can try for some opportunities. There are many startups who exactly want guys like that. Okay, if you ask me, I don't want a guy who is studied so much, who did MBA, who did masters, and who did PhDs, and know various things. I don't need them. Actually, I don't see them practical enough, I don't see them productive enough actually. So this is what, so I can give you another overview. See, how many times you see, by the time you start doing your bachelor's, even after your second year, they will be teaching a lot of unwanted theories. But all these things is not something you use it in a day-to-day basis. So I can even say that I long back stumbled across a book called, let me show in Amazon. Yeah, see, I did some search in the past. See, there is a book called the personal MBA. As you can see here, it is also available in other languages. Okay, as you see here. So this book is quite popular. This book, I came to know, it's done by I think so. Okay, I may be wrong. It's done by somebody who wants to do an MBA, and then they felt the college what they teach is lot theoretical and may not be relevant, and then they went and read in the library, and they got the whole gist, and then they picked which is the most common taught across many books, maybe the most important stuff, and then they started writing this book. So something like that. I'm again saying I've never read this book, I just heard about it. Hence I'm saying stuff like that is what makes sense. Hence I'm saying, if you are very good in writing logic, and if you are doing even first year of your college, and if you are very good in writing logic, definitely you can knock the doors, and you can see if any opportunity you can tap in, and of course, not everybody will be willing to provide opportunities. Again, it depends. If you ask me, yes, I can do that, but of course there should be a requirement as well. Simply, why the hell I take somebody who is just looking for a job? It should be there should be a requirement versus, so there's a supply and demand. Yeah, I meant to say, so there should be a supply versus there should be a demand. If there is a demand, in case if someone is offering that, I can test his skills, and if he's good enough, I don't care whether he have done. So based on his whatever his knowledge, skills and capabilities, of course, he will be getting paid whatever it is, as a part of part-time engagement, of course, since it is not full-time actually. So hence I'm saying not everyone will be welcoming that, but again, in the industry you also find people who think very broad, and they know exactly what they expect from guys like this, okay, versus somebody who have fully finished their graduation and never done, after completing their 4 years of graduation, never done any professional code, never have any experience, and yet they are looking for a job as a fresher. So if you ask me, if I test the skills of this fresher or second year college student and is well and good, I appreciate his potential more than a guy who finished the entire college and still don't have any clue how this industry works. So this is my thought process, because I have done my college in first class with distinction, and after completing the 4 years of college, I realized spending any more time in any educational platform is a waste of time, I'm saying. Okay, so I thought many times, even I do a formal MBA, again I'm not finding that value add, because if that is the case, everybody who do MBA, why the hell they land in sales marketing jobs or some HR jobs? Why don't they start their own company actually? So they may do MBA in something else, they may end up landing a job in some even in tech support or some kind of odd stuff, which is why I'm saying it's education is different, knowledge is different. So I appreciate the aspect of knowledge and experience rather than the educational aspect. Hence I'm saying, even if someone who is having 2 years of experience approaches me, then I will scrutinize him or her more than a guy who is studying in college and who is having more than adequate skills, who can actually think out of the box actually. So hence this is my thought process. You will find guys like me rarely in the industry, but there are guys there actually. So hence I'm saying we do give opportunities. So if you ask, I can give another analogy for this. See, in the movie industry you will find, because my dad is in movie industry, you also find some directors who always try to get experienced actors, usually heroines and heroes, and they may take a big budget movie, and the producer don't want to take risk either. See, he is putting a lot of money, so he don't want to take risk. He want to take a reputed actor with a known fan base. So the producer, since it's all about business, he invests so and so money, and he expects that he gets so and so return at least from this movie. Let's imagine he is investing some 20-30 crores. He expects somewhere around 20 crores or 30 crores profit he can get back actually. So something like that. Okay, so hence, since it is business, even the director don't want to take risk. He will take a well-known actors, and he will cash them in their respective roles, and then the movie will be shot actually. Versus you will also find often directors like Mani Ratnam and few directors in the north. Usually what these guys do is they take complete fresh faces, and even in Tamil you get Bharat Raja. Usually he picks fresh faces, and they cast them in their movies, and they know how to make this movie into a hit movie actually. So if you analyze most Mani Ratnam movies, he casted Shah Rukh Khan. When he casted him, he's already successful and well known in the industry. Same way he casted many newcomers. So even he casted Arvind Swamy, he's a newcomer. He picked up A.R. Rahman, he's also unknown in the industry. He's a small kid actually when he picked him for the movie Roja actually. And so that's what it is. The directors know how to understand or take his potential and try to utilize in his own way. Hence I'm like that actually, so I don't want somebody is too experienced at the same time who don't know the way I can think. Okay, my wavelength I can think. So the more experienced, more for me it is difficult to make them to understand how I approach the things in a different way. Hence, this is one barrier. I feel that it's easier to pick somebody who is a very talented youngster and mold him, okay, into an A.R. Rahman versus pick some well-known music director and expect him, to do a new type of work, which is impossible actually, okay, because he will do the same way as he have done for 100 movies, but he cannot do any new fresh work because his mind will always work the same. Versus if I pick an youngster and if I give him my thoughts and I give him certain freedom, I can get something fresh out of him or her, rather than somebody is old and he does always the things in the same way. So hence you see Maniratnam also shot many movies with veteran actors like Kamalas and Rajinikanth and and stuff like that. Hence at the same time he also picked many newcomers and shot good movies actually. So most of his movies are hit except very few. If you think about Ravan, yes, he picked up well-known actors, but unfortunately the movie is not good enough. It doesn't have any proper script and it kind of failed. But again, we can exclude few examples here and there, but most of his movies are successful in the industry. Hence I'm saying this is how, if you are in college, if you are looking for any part-time stuff, if you are above average, definitely don't stay back. Okay, I was having that urge when I was in college. I thought maybe I can do something, I can work something part-time, but we are talking when it is 2000s or something actually. So when I passed in 2002, so during that time there is no proper internet, there is no such thing as social media, nothing like that. So nowhere we can connect to people, which is not the case now actually. You have so many things, you get a lot of knowledge through YouTube and various online stuff. So so hence things are a lot different. It's a different thought process goes in. Companies are looking for really good talent and also individuals like me. When I say companies, it is actually comprises individuals like me. It is not hence I'm saying we are also looking for good talent. So this is how it is. So hence, irrespective of your area of expertise, irrespective of your domain, sometimes you can casually be in touch and don't be too clingy, requesting that I just need this, I'm looking for this, I have some financial obligations. See, it's end of the day, it's business. From where I convince somebody and give a job, right? So it is like that. So and also you can't keep hiring hundreds of them. It is a kind of managerial nightmare actually. Hence it's not something like that it works out. Suddenly when need arises and there is a when the other person is also available, then something good can happen. Hence these things are quite common. Hence I'm saying if you're really looking for any part-time engagement or anything like that, in case if you are very good in that domain, even though you are just started your college or you are just a fresher about to complete college, or you are about to start even getting into college and you have done some phenomenal work, always you can knock the doors. Okay, sometimes it can be outbound, you reaching out to others, sometimes it can be inbound also, somebody can reach you as well. Hence don't hesitate. And the world is changing, things are changing, and most companies need to have this kind of thought process. And unfortunately, when I was in the industry, I have seen really companies operating in the same traditional way. When I even recently attended, I'm saying like 5 years back, some interview, a dumb guy is asking, why do you shift from year to year, kind of dumb questions actually. So hence I'm saying people cannot change. And moreover, you will also find in companies of people who often work as an employee throughout their career will think like a narrow-minded employee. So this is the thing. I can think out of the box because I've been a CEO in the past. I have my own company. I know, something I can think out of box. But you won't find it quite often. You will find an employee whose brain is going to work like an employee, means his whole thought process is about securing a job and try to get any promotion and change from one company to other company and secure a better paying position and stuff like that. So and some or other day he thinks let me try for any abroad or on-site opportunities and stuff, and he will go there because they may pay maybe 2 times or 3 times more than what he can get over here. So he will go there, and then again his priorities will change. So his priorities will be keep changing, but his his thought process will be like any employee. Let him be in any country, but he will think like an employee. He will always look for a better paying job. Okay, he's not an entrepreneur, so his thought process will be like that. Versus, since I've been an entrepreneur in the past, I don't want to think in this terms actually. So hence I'm saying people like me you will find in the industry. And in case if you have good out of box thinking and you have done something proven work, it's just not thinking. Okay, we need people who put ideas into action actually. So if you just think, what's the use actually? Okay, there are several people who can think, but there are very few who can get their hands dirty. Okay, so many people will talk, Dhoni must have done this way, Tendulkar must have done that way. Everybody will talk, but nobody will be willing to stand up on the stage and deliver a speech. Okay, everybody will try to scrutinize the other person, but they won't step into their shoes. Okay, so this is very common. Hence I am saying this is very much applicable for very few people who can do things which others cannot do. And same way you will also find the other side who also looking for guys like you who can have such a potential which not everybody can have. Okay, so hope this video is useful. As usual, be in touch via mail or LinkedIn or WhatsApp, or if you have small queries you can discuss in YouTube comments. I generally don't like much discussing in comments because it's just not much we can share and discuss. So but still, if you have a small query you can discuss in YouTube comments as well. So thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.